Yeah, I wanted to look at this. This is so insane, by the way. Just brace yourself. I was like reading about it on Twitter a couple of days ago, and I was like, this is actually insane.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today we're going to be looking at some more
Riff,
hilarious results stemming from the H3H3 copyright infringement lawsuits he filed against content creators Frogan, Denims, and Caseytron. Now, throughout all of this, since the announcement of his lawsuits, there's been one major chess piece a lot of people have been looking at during this entire endeavor, and that is Hasan Piker, who's essentially the brood mother of this entire thing. After all, these are his biggest orbiters, some of his strongest soldiers, and they're in need. They have multiple GoFundMes out there. They're struggling. None of them have passed even 50% of their total goal, and a lot of people have looked to Hasan Piker wondering...
I think this is like conspiracy hat theory, but I think H3 filed lawsuits against a bunch of the Hasan orbiters at the same time so that people couldn't like accumulate money for one person. I think that was like a smart move. I don't know if it was intentional, I don't know, but like I feel like it just seems like it. Because it's a lot of money. They're asking for like what, 100 to 200 grand per lawsuit? Like, I feel like that they could have funded it for one person, but it's spread across 3 people. I don't know. It's just like, I think it was done on purpose. I don't know. It's just me.
This guy's worth tens of millions of dollars. What is he going to do to contribute to these GoFundMes? Well, the best he can do is a couple of retweets. That's all he's done so far.
This, by the way.
No actual financial donations to these causes as of yet. Yeah. Just some retweets on Twitter. That's all he's done. And also, at the end of the day, at this point, because he's waited so long, if he has to come in and bail them out, that's really funny. And at the end of the day, all this stuff is probably going to go towards the settlement that Ethan Klein is pursuing. So anyways, people have been checking in on the GoFundMes, and they're not doing well. Over the past 48 hours, the total donations received across all 3 of these GoFundMes are right here. It's a total of, let's see, roughly $570, give or take a few bucks. That's over.
What's the total right now? Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. They're all asking for 100 grand, and there's just a little bit over 100 grand combined. This is what I'm talking about. I think if he hit just one person, it would have been, like, funded. But now that there's 3 people, it's like $300,000 to cough it up. Krogan's is 200K. I know, but like, let's just assume that she's not a dumb bitch who would have done it for 100K. I still don't understand why it's 200, but whatever.
48 hours. And it's not too surprising because, number one, after about a week or so, GoFundMes tend to die out in their momentum. But here, you have Frogan, who's on a week-long break. You have Caseytron, who's on a road trip. And Denims is just being Denims. Like, do you guys understand your financial freedom is at risk?
She went on a road trip while she's getting actively sued? God damn.
Here, and 2 out of the 3 people are taking breaks. I mean, this is crazy, especially for Frogan, who has a $200,000 GoFundMe, has the biggest goal to reach, and she's just going MIA. It's not going to translate into any money, as you can see. But of course, Hasan Eat the Rich Piker has had a lot of people calling him out, and also calling out some of his outfits. The irony of this guy pulling up to his streams in outfits worth tens of thousands of dollars, and people are starting to criticize his fashion choices, especially given everything going on with this lawsuit. That's here's his beautiful and very empathetic response.
Every time we talk about anything that's not like immediately political, even though this one has a political slant associated with it as well, people will just like find a way to instantly write essays about how fashion is actually disgusting, it's exploitative.
That's not what it says. That's not what it's implying. It's implying that you're rich. Or that you care about materialistic things. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It ruins the planet. It's just like the worst possible thing. It's expensive. It's garbage. It's like, I know, man. I know.
Look, it's a Gucci bag. That's probably like $300, maybe even $400.
I know. I know all of it. I don't
This
give a
bag
shit.
right here,
First of
probably
all, there's not a
500.
single industry that doesn't have the exact same fucking litany of
That's crazy.
ethical complications and exploitative
Guys, I'm not
practices.
rich, by the way.
And the way I see it is like it's just art, man. It's just another way to do some kind of artistic expression.
That's right. Seize the means of production.
Buying expensive clothing is an expression of art. What?
Long live the proletariat.
What?
Until Hasan needs something. Until he needs high-value luxury fashion. Then, whatever
You
happens.
can buy nice clothes from, like, you know, relatively inexpensive places. I'm not gonna lie. It's all the same shit anyway, chat.
Those people, who cares? Very empathetic,
Oh my
10 out of 10
God.
empathy must have been studying from iDubbbz. But he's also been flexing his legal knowledge the last couple of weeks involving this set of lawsuits, retweeting this individual who basically states that this whole setup is a set of entrapment. And Hasan has stated that clearly on his streams that he believes this is
That's not
potentially
what it is.
entrapment from Ethan Klein.
Entrapment
And
is not
while
this.
these two ding-dongs don't realize that entrapment only applies to law enforcement and agents of the government, people acting under the authority of the government. Now, that's a conspiracy theory I've not seen for Ethan quite yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they get that desperate to share
trap
something
his
like
dick
that.
in your mouth.
But one person has been calling out the attempts at legal advice and legal coverage that Hasan's been providing, and that, of course, is Legal Mindset, who's an actual attorney. And he shared many thoughts about
like
what
legal.
Hasan has said, and also, of course, the words and actions of his orbiters and how their cases are looking. And to sum it up very briefly, it doesn't look good, and his biggest piece of advice so far has been to get a good negotiator and settle these cases before it gets worse than it already is.
Dude,
It doesn't look
If this goes public, it would be wild, but I have my suspicions it's not going to.
good for these orbiters, as reported by Legal Mindset. Now, this clip might be my favorite, showing that Hasan is trying to flex big words and make people think that he's so knowledgeable, but he doesn't even know the definition of these related legal terms, and he just looks like an absolute moron when he's confronted with someone who actually knows what they're talking about.
You can be a vexatious litigant.
Let's stop there. So pseudo-intellectuals like Hasan like to use big words that they don't understand. The word vexatious litigant does not just mean someone who files a lot of lawsuits. That is, it's not just that.
But H3, like, even if that was true, H3 doesn't just randomly, like, sue everybody that he doesn't like. What?
A vexatious litigant is someone who files lawsuits with no merit, meaning they're going to get
that
immediately
too.
dismissed, meaning these are lawsuits with no
Waste of
legal
time.
basis. And what you never hear from Hasan is you never hear him talking anything at all about the legal basis. Now, if he wants to argue that the system is broken, that's fine. And in fact, even myself and other law tubers have admitted that yes, parties with a lot of money tend to do better in court.
Yeah,
That
like Jake Paul, for example. I remember he's trying to sue CoffeeZilla because he knows he can squeeze his nuts for money. Or did he? Yeah, I mean, or did he? But like he's getting, go take it to trial. But like for the other way around with like Jake Paul or Logan Paul, he's suing CoffeeZilla in the state of Texas, and it's like a bad lawsuit because he's trying to basically just squeeze money out of him, even if the other party loses and CoffeeZilla wins, because it's such a waste of time and money. Yeah, slap. That's what it's called. Slap lawsuit.
is very much true. And we've admitted that and talked about that. And I've been a critic of that
Yeah,
when
or
it comes to
Nintendo,
certain
yeah.
cases like with Walt Disney and the Walt Disney Corporation.
Whoa,
That
crack my
can
back.
be a problem. But throwing out words like vexatious litigant kind of goes against the rub here because you have to admit that it has merit if you can come up with no legal argument against the case. Not an emotional argument, not a claim of bias, not any other claim. You have to tell me, Hasan Piker, why legally they will win. Your orbiters will win, and Ethan Klein will lose. Otherwise, it is a meritorious claim. That's a big word you can use now. Meritorious, Hasan.
Now, there's also another situation going on involving one of Hasan's moderators. This is someone who...
The bag's $2,500. Dude, I was highballing 500 and you found it for 25? That's fucking wild, man. Bro, you can buy a really shitty used car for $2,500. That's so fucking sad.
Mods for both his Twitch account and his Discord as well. And you can see Mr. Gorbachev here. What a great name. They're not having a good time. Right now, they're in the finding out stage. They've been messing around for quite a while. And as you can see, they're now private. And when I say they've been messing around, it's been for a very, very long time, as we'll see. But of course, how did we get here? Well, it begins with this clip from Emiru. Emiru would have the audacity to comment on the H3H3 copyright infringement law.
We saw this earlier this week, and I thought it was really funny because it's such a softball what she said. It wasn't like anything against Hasan or like H3 directly. It was just like, yeah, just, you know, if you're reacting, maybe you shouldn't do that. Like what's wrong with that? It was such a softball.
Lawsuits where she gave the most lukewarm take ever, basically saying you can't maliciously promote yourself as a market replacement for his video and try to do it through the means that they did. You can't do that. It's all really she said, right? And that there is fair use, but they were going beyond that. Well, that would result in endless harassment against her, including from Mr. Gorbachev.
Who writes this, man? You are mentally unwell.
Of himself, where he would go viral with this post saying, "Woman who hangs out with every R-worder she meets. I think Israelis are fine." Yeah, that seems like a bit of a stretch there, not only slandering people she associates with and really Emiru herself, but also somehow getting Israel out of her discussion about a copyright infringement set of lawsuits. But
you don't like my side of the aisle, so therefore you love the other side of the aisle. Oh my god, these people are mentally unwell.
Anyways, people would also share other posts from this sterling individual where they say, "Attention, if you're protesting in Los Angeles today, please stop by the Kobe and Gigi mural and make sure it's still ruined." Now that is...
Why? What? Again, I asked this last time. Does anybody know what he did that, like, people deserve, like, think that they deserve it? Not that I'm justifying. I'm just like, why? They're dead. Like, what did they do, man? Like, what are you doing with your life? They died in a tragic, like, helicopter crash. What is wrong with you? Maybe because he was rich? Hasan's rich and nobody's fucking defacing, I don't know, his house or something. It's just like, what the hell?
Kobe Bryant and his daughter, who both passed away a few years ago in a helicopter crash.
That's sad.
This sick individual was encouraging people to deface their related mural. And why do people do this, you ask? Because they're deranged sociopaths who are using the protests like this.
And even if you say, like, oh, I don't like Kobe, why are you defacing the mural with his child on it too? The child didn't do anything fucking wrong, bro.
LA to excuse and justify destroying things and acting like complete psychopaths. That's why they're doing this, and that's why people like this are encouraging that behavior, because they're deranged. Now, as pointed out, people would discover that this person, this Gorbachev individual, is a mod in Hasan's Discord server as well.
How fucking ironic that you name yourself Gorbachev, the guy that brought down the Soviet Union, while you are a mod that for a streamer that loves communism. I don't know, I think it's kind of ironic. Yeah, isn't that funny? A little funny, a little haha, a little hee hee.
And
the irony.
Asmongold would cover this because, well, of course he would. It's relevant to him. Hasan attacks him endlessly every single day. He's going to cover when one of his mods does something stupid. And here we have this. This video would get a lot of attention, over 1 million views. And then Mr. Gorbachev would see that, right? He would see the reaction from Asmongold, and he would double down. And he would
of course. Yes, naturally. Yes, of course. Don't attack the argument. Attack the person. What a classic.
make this snarky reply that would get thousands of likes, saying Asmongold killed his mother by buying her cigarettes and surrounding her with filth. Another.
Did you realize, like, every time someone says that, like, it just... You're proving the point that you're so deranged that you just can't, like, help yourself. Like, this doesn't work.
Person who is spreading this absolutely heinous set of slander against Asmongold. We saw Casey Tron support this sort of narrative, one of the people in the lawsuit. But here this person is gleefully saying this, and of course they would get a lot of flack beyond just the support. They would get a lot of people attacking them, rightfully so, and they would eventually say, it's a joke. You guys are humorless idiots.
Oh, guys! Oh, this guy's a rapist. Oh, it's a joke, you guys. Don't worry. I just wrote this. Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, very funny. Yo, Minotaur, thank you.
Yeah, let's see who's laughing now.
Yeah, it's
because
just a prank,
after all
bro.
this
It's just a
happened,
prank.
people started searching this guy's digital footprint.
Ooh!
And boy, did it get interesting.
Low IQ.
The first thing they found was his X videos account.
No, shut up. No. Bro, you can't be real right now. I've said this a million times. If you have a Pornhub account, an X videos account, a hamster account, I don't know what else is there. Like, if you have an account on a porn website, you are so far gone. This just proves that this person is extremely mentally unwell.
Yes, that's right. I guess people still use that. Where you find out two pieces of information.
He's 47? Surely that's a fake number, right? Surely they put that in when they were like 12. Total videos viewed 30,000? I'm actually speechless. He has a video? What the hell was the video? They gotta know.
Here.
I gotta know.
Number one, he's watched over 30,000 videos. This guy's not just a gooner. He is a professional gooner. Okay? And that's the first time I've unironically used that term in my entire life.
Gooning.
And also people found out he's 47 years old.
This gotta be fake, right?
Now, I normally say, like, pointing out someone's age is not a valid criticism.
No,
we hear all
it's
the time,
not.
including from people like Hasan who are like, oh, this dude's like 40. Who cares what his opinion is? Meanwhile, he's
No, but like, maybe it's a fake age, like they put it in, right? When you like type it in and, you know.
like 33 himself. But anyways, in this case, I think it is something
Gorbachev
worth
was a
noting.
gooner, bro.
This is a guy who's 47 years old, modding for Hasan Piker, dedicating his free time and probably all his time to modding for Hasan Piker, going around on the internet, slandering and harassing people half his age. This is pathetic behavior.
Oh, I think the video he posted has 30,000 views. I don't think it's 30,000 viewed videos. I just put it together.
And I think the age is somewhat relevant here.
Still,
now, of course, people would dig through his
pretty funny.
many different adult-related profiles, and yeah, he's like in a ton of different fetishes, but there's some more serious stuff like this, where this person points out a screenshot of a tweet from his account. I'm not scrolling down because I don't know what the total validity of the image is, what we're actually looking at here, but you see the caption. You're in class and you see this, what would be your reaction? It's a younger looking guy flexing. And he says this super sexual comment about the person in the photo who many people believe might be a teenager, based on the context of this. Obviously not a very good look, and as pointed out here, Hasan be calling Asmon, Nux, Tectone, pedophiles like crazy, but he's got one modding for him. That's...
I'm ending stream. I can't do this. What is wrong with you?
What this person believes based on the context. And another user would find a bunch of messages, normal tweets as they describe, from Hasan's mod here, saying you guys need to stop pretending like what Elias Rodriguez did was bad, hasty, or negative in any way. There's only one path forward, and it isn't through fundraisers for aid. They'll block or raising awareness, so people attend protests, they'll ignore. You need
the guy who shot 2 innocent Jewish people in DC, and they're defending it?
To get real. Most of us will never muster up a fraction of the courage displayed. But the least you can do is shut the F up about optics or not wax poetic about how this will lead to more repression.
Put this person in a padded cell, like no internet access or something.
The only way out is through, not by accepting that things get 0.5% worse every single day. Now you're like, who is Elias Rodriguez? Well, that is the individual.
If I found out one of my mods was doing this shit, I'd immediately permaban them from stream. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Terrorist who killed 2 Israeli ambassadors in the United States. This was an act of terror, and this guy is glazing him up. This isn't the usual terrorist sympathizing we see. This is terrorist worshiping. This is terrorist glorifying. This goes another level. Now, of course, after this stuff came out, Mr. Gorbachev ran away. He went protected mode. He put up a wall. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Shield wall pump.
Just like everyone else who talks a lot of smack, says horribly slanderous things about people. The second they get anything back, a mirror shined on their own behavior, they run away. Every single time. At this point, the main question is, what does Hasan think about this? Because Hasan has a very long history of judging people by association.
Please tell me he says, I'm gonna ban this guy, or he's like, I don't like this. Please tell me he does that, right?
Basically saying, oh, this person's a part of your community. Oh, this person's your mod. Oh, this person's your editor. Oh, what do you think about this? Right? You're responsible for them.
Right, guys?
What about this? This is one of his trusted moderators who
appears to have been
with him for quite some time. You know, the deranged...
Again, I think you cannot filter and like screen everybody as a mod. Sometimes things happen, right? Like you don't know someone until some information comes out. But it's like, why are you defending it?
Posts attacking people like Emiru, they're not enough. The deranged posts glorifying Elias Rodriguez, not enough. Maybe this time with the set of stuff coming out, maybe it's so embarrassing he might actually get rid of him, but as of recording this video, I haven't seen any evidence that he's parted ways with Mr. Gorbachev over here, but that's where we're at. And of course, it always comes back to him, right? It always comes back to Asmongold.
Breaking news, Hasan was brandishing a firearm on stream while slinging threats and nothing happened to him? I'd have to see it for myself, chat. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll watch it. I don't know. This is crazy.
Hasan doxes a user while threatening them with a firearm. What?
Our politics compared with what President Trump has been able to do. Who couldn't get my name right, we defeated them, and that's what it's going to look like again.
Oh, you found his account?
Today, I will show you 3 ways you can use your
Wait, this is the guy?
First thing we want to do is download the U2 VPN app, which we can do through the first link in the description.
fuck are you gonna do, bro? You skinny bitch.
So it's
Ugly
so
ass.
wait a minute. So it was the wrong guy anyway? That wasn't even him?
That's not him, it's Vic.
That's not him. So he just goes off on this random dude. Twitch staff simultaneously instant bans anyone who insults Hasan while does nothing while he doxes and threatens to chatter with a firearm in front of an audience. That's crazy. To pull out a gun and be waving it around on stream? Do you think Twitch will do anything? Will Twitch do it?
Ellie got banned for like less. I think she was like playing with a fake gun on like as a VTuber or something. Or was that like Gamba or something? She got like a week
of Hasan going over.
Oh, she was cleaning her gun like a responsible person. Arrows got banned for putting a gun in between her boobs. Yeah, and Arrows.
And then talking about shooting somebody or implying that he's going to shoot somebody.
Bro,
is Twitch going
he
to
thinks he's so hard. It's so cringe.
do anything? I really wonder. I've got a feeling I know the answer to that, and I've got a feeling that everybody knows the answer to that.
This
Keep in
is
mind
so
that
cringe.
Erob got suspended for 30 days for telling somebody that he was going to get in a fight with them at TwitchCon. Everybody on the moderation team and the executive leadership team at Twitch is probably going to get fired
Dude,
whenever
that's
this gets
insane.
mainstream media attention. That's what's
How
going to
is
happen.
this okay?
Because the moment that Amazon realizes that they have people waving around guns, talking about killing people, supporting terrorism, trying to actively dox people, the reason why they haven't done anything is that the moderation team that works at Twitch is in favor of the people that are saying these things. That is the most obvious, common sense explanation for why this is happening. Why is it that some people get in trouble, but other people don't get in trouble? Probably because there's a bias.
Yeah, you're telling me as a VTuber. This is wild, dude. I can't believe that. Dude, I've seen VTubers get banned for less, man. Are you off your freaking rocker? Dude. And then he does that, like, even,
Come on,
okay, good it wasn't the actual chatter, but, like, he still said, you skinny bitch, what are you gonna do? It's like, who does that on stream? It's so weird. You're so insecure, bro. You're so bizarre. What is wrong with you? Okay, we were watching something else, but like, god damn.
Somehow, instead of reacting to what's going on with this moderator, he reacts to Asmongold. He sees this headline saying the
deflection,
35-year-old
classic.
who's sitting in his mom's basement playing video games is going to have to get a job again, referring to the news here. And the first thought, the very first thought in Hasan's mind was genuinely messed up to call out Asmongold fans after all their support, shaking my head.
Okay,
Now,
that's
I've talked
a
about
little bit
Hasan
funny.
plenty of times on this channel, but of course,
A little
he's
bit
a very
ha-ha,
big
a little
content
bit
creator and a very
hee-hee,
controversial one who is very relevant to people that you guys care about, some content creators.
You know what I've noticed is I never see like Asmon quote retweeting or like replying to Hasan all the time. I see it way more on Hasan's side. Not gonna lie.
I care about, and the platforms that we both
Yeah.
care about. So there's definitely interest in myself and the community and what this guy's up to, especially the most outrageous behavior. But that's when he's doing something publicly and direct from him. The only time I can ever recall thinking of this guy when seeing a headline was back when there was a bombing on Houthi terrorists, and I thought to myself, Hasan's got to be crying right now because, you know, he might be worried that his favorite Houthi terrorist was swept up
I love you,
in those
Luffy.
strikes. But
You're just
yeah,
like Luffy.
that's really it.
You
You can't have anything happen without him thinking about Asmongold. This entire set of lawsuits
couldn't
is hilarious.
imagine. I
The
can't.
results and everything that stems from it and all the
So
players
cringe.
involved keep producing more and more hilarious content, and I can't thank them enough because, well, that's what's going on. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Nah, I'm okay. No. Ugh. I don't know, man. I hope this goes to court, but I also kind of don't. I feel like this is such a waste of time. Nah.